Sad beat.
Star Wars begins with the biggest B-flat chord you've ever heard. John Williams' fanfare is so iconic that it barely needs introducing, and a lot of people will recognise what they're watching without even looking at the screen, even before the music has reached that iconic melody. It's just such a huge sound that sits so well against that giant logo as it falls backwards into space. But there's a little more at work here that informs the music and makes it so powerful. Back in 1977, well before Disney bought Star Wars and cemented itself as the
ultimate power in the universe,
Williams' opening number wasn't the first piece of music you heard in the cinema. That honour was reserved for the 20th Century Fox fanfare. It's iconic in its own right, and Williams embraced that sound, writing the Star Wars theme in the same key, B-flat. They're part of the same musical landscape, they follow each other inevitably. Imagine if instead Star Wars was distributed by, say, New Line. To keep in the same musical landscape, Star Wars would have had to have sounded something like this. Which sounds a lot more like a New York City rom-com than it does a space opera. Cue the orchestra. It's enormous, big, bold, and super brassy with trumpets, horns, and trombones with twinkling details underneath. It's such a complicated tapestry of sound that there's almost more happening than we can keep track of. And so it sounds spectacular, so much bigger than our world, like a galaxy of 1,000 shining stars. But beyond the spectacle, the music is also introducing the film here. This is the sound of a curtain being pulled back on a film just as ambitious and powerful as the music introducing it. Which brings us to the melody. It's a total classic for all of cinema, and it reflects what Star Wars is about. Help. Notice how the notes are always going upwards in big leaps. It only ever pauses to take a kind of run-up to try and lift itself up again. Musically, it never gives up. It's simple but totally effective. And in the hands of a genius like John Williams, simple and effective made Star Wars one of the greatest film scores of all time.